Now, every time, of course, we talk about clutter, there's lack of clarity. It could be in your heart, it could also be in your mind, it could be in your house.
How does that contribute to stress, burnout, anxiety from both home and also the workplace, and then also in relationships?
Clutter drains. Whether it's in your home, it makes you lose energy.
I think with the physical declutter, there seems to be a way to do it.
Yep.
You know, get rid of old clothes, get rid of. But what do we do with emotions that we have lived with for so long?
The processing and resolving is like bathing, showering, and cleaning, and then continuing. So that's the same thing with emotions. We are supposed to process, we are supposed to bathe, to resolve. Anything you don't resolve, you're going to store. In your heart, in your mind. I've noticed in my work as a therapist that we never understand that actually these negative emotions we hold on to, they are hurting our organs.
Welcome back to Reality Check and Happy New Year. If this is your first episode of the year 2026, we are glad that you are back again with us. You've carried on from 2025 to the new year. If you are new, would love it if you joined our family by subscribing and giving this episode a thumbs up. We have conversations on mental health, especially in the areas of marriage, relationships, parenting, family, and the workplace. So if that's something that you would like to benefit from, please consider making this your source of information or part of your source of information. I do this normally with Dr. Eva Satwine, who is a certified therapist. She's a life coach, she's a parenting coach. She offers services in premarital, postmarital counseling and in life in general, and also therapy services in the workplace. So if you're a human resource manager watching this episode and you've been thinking about supporting your staff with therapy services, she is the go-to person. Of course, take advantage of the numbers on your screen, and that's for ICFC, which is International Center for Mental Health and Family Care. That being said, I hope you have the 21st of February marked out in your calendars for Reality Check Live. It's going to be happening here at TMT Atrium building at the ICFC Conference Hall. So make sure you take advantage of that date. Come with your spouse, come by yourself, come with a group of your friends, your single friends, those of you who are in relationships. It's going to be absolutely enlightening, fun, and amazing. I'm talking Junior Akwebiha is going to be here with us. Dr. Eva Satwine, of course. I'll be here as well. And Ben Wine will be here to support you on this journey. You can have all your questions answered, have all the expert information shared right here on Reality Check Live. 200,000 shillings for the singles and 350,000 shillings for the couples. Of course, there'll be something to eat. So please do come by on the 21st of February. All right, now that I have that out of the way, our conversation today will hopefully help you set the right tone for 2026. And we want to talk about decluttering for good mental health in the new year. So welcome, Dr. Evers.
Thank you so much, Rachel.
Good to have you back.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
In thinking about decluttering for 2026, when we think about declutter, I think what's the first thing that comes to people's minds? I think let's start there.
Declutter. I think it should start from clutter.
Clutter, okay.
I was just thinking actually as we prepared for this show about clutter, and maybe I could just express my burden about clutter. Last year I traveled across the country here. I got a burden as I traveled around Uganda, and especially going to our cities and towns.
Upcountry.
One of the cities that or towns that has been really great is Mbale, that was known for cleanliness and
yes,
all.
yes.
But apparently our urban life, I think, is dominated by clutter.
That's true.
If like one can use one statement to define our urban life, it's clutter. Just recently we traveled back from up country from Christmas, and our children enjoy it, and I'm sure even adults we enjoy being up country and seeing the green and the beauty and all. But the moment you move towards a town, clutter.
Yeah.
Clutter, polythene bags, waste, like improper waste disposal, everything is confusion, border, buildings, everything clutter. And I just got so burdened, and I mean, what we were seeing now are posters of politicians that are seeking re-election into offices, and I kept thinking, oh, so this is a mayor going to be voted into office. I really hope they do anything about this, because it's so painful. Clutter. And now let me come back. Let me come back from that. But I just thought I would use that imagery to help us understand how clutter looks like. Now, both physical and mental. And when I talked about cities, I want you to imagine that little town as your mind. With borders in your head, with people that hurt you in your head. Everything that has ever happened is not released, but it's actually here. It's in your heart. And lots of Wuvera. Polythene bags.
In your mind.
Waste.
Trash.
Waste. All the waste that has happened is in your heart, stored up. So I just thought I would use that imagery to paint a picture for you of how your life could be looking like in terms of clutter. Clutter unclean, clutter unresolved, clutter unprocessed feelings, trapped, anger. That anger that one has had, that can be clutter. So your heart is cluttered by anger, by hate, by trauma, by anything. So that is what it is. All the things that you don't need are actually in there. There's no order. Now, every time, of course, we talk about clutter, there's lack of clarity. There's lack of clarity. There is, I mean, it's a clogging that is there. And so, again, it could be in your heart. It could also be in your mind. It could be in your house. Clutter. Physical. I always use this season to select. I do this often, but to check things I don't need from my house that could be beneficial to other people. And I give them out. Boris called my friend Ben, he's also called Ben, to take these things to Kasese. And then also someone else here in Kampala who I call, and I put them in budeas, what are budea called? Those bags, and then give them out. Now, I've always used this, first of all, for clarity in the house, but also for my wellness, but also to bless other people. Because anything you're not using could actually benefit someone else. And so that brings clarity, but also spiritually creating space for more blessings.
That's true.
Right? Because if your wardrobe is full, if it's full of clothes you haven't put on in 4 years.
Surely.
In 4 years, in 3 years,
Yeah.
then probably someone else could use it. So we pick it and look at it and say, I still need it.
I might
say,
wear
might
it.
wear
Yes.
it. Even when it doesn't fit us, I think I'll lose weight. And so then you find that the wardrobe is full, no clarity. The house is full, entire house is full, no clarity. But going back to the mental and emotional, again, we lose clarity. We lose clarity of the future because you have blocked, the clutter is blocking visibility. It's blocking visibility of probably another possible relationship you could have, or it's blocking possibility because now you have all that fear of relating with other people, and you're saying, you know me, I fear that gender, those. So it is clutter in so many aspects.
And it's so funny because that same clutter lives alongside our daily to-dos, you know, the things that we're supposed to be doing every day, which is like, if you're a mom, you're taking care of children, you have maybe a business to take care of, you're married, you know, so there's someone who is depending on you. I want you to speak about how that clutter then begins to affect your everyday life. How does that contribute to stress, you know, burnout and anxiety? I mean, you referred to anxiety from both home and also the workplace, and then also in relationships, because it's bound to show up.
That's right. You see, life is about energy. And health is about energy.
Yeah.
When we say someone is healthy, they are energetic. When we say someone is sick, they've lost energy. They lose energy. When you get malaria, you lose energy. When you are healthy, you have vitality. You know, and so every time there is clutter, there's loss of energy. For instance, what I was talking about, every time we drove towards a town, I would feel like,
we are going back.
and I would just see this, and especially after Christmas, where the markets were, or the Western, or then now they've collected, it's all chaos, then it's mud. There is either it's mud or dust. Now that makes you lose energy because you don't have the joy, the clarity, the excitement and all. Instead, you feel it's depressive, you feel drained.
Yeah.
And so clutter, whether physical, like I have mentioned, or whether it's in a town that I have mentioned, or whether it's in your home, it makes you lose energy. You probably have ever noticed that if you are in a room that is cluttered, you cannot have energy. You just feel like, this room, I really need to clean it. And so it makes us, it drains. Clutter drains.
That's true.
So it drains at all levels. It drains physically, it drains your brain, it drains your emotions, it drains your joy, it drains the positive emotions, it drains happiness, it drains joy, it drains excitement, drains hope, it drains everything. And so we shouldn't make peace with clutter. You know, wherever it is located, it should be gotten out.
I'll read off.
Yeah, because it affects productivity. You see, have you ever seen it? Again, if you are in a cluttered place, space, mental space, cluttered mental space, you wake up, you're angry, you're feeling frustrated. That's emotional clutter. And so you'll sit, you can spend a whole day without bathing. Yes. You can fail to take a shower because you have no energy. Because your emotional energy is your psychic energy is depleted. And so clutter depletes physically or emotionally or mentally. It also, of course, affects curiosity. So it blocks you. You remember lack of mental clarity. And so you don't see where you're going. Now, you've heard statements like you're talking to someone, they are there, lost in thought. And then you say, what are you thinking? Nothing.
Nothing.
And it can happen because there's a lot of clutter. You know, there's so much that, so you feel like if they could send this cleaning
machine
to just clear. I'm thinking about, I've traveled during winter in some of those places, and I've ever woken up. I remember the very first time there was a
snowstorm.
Snowstorm. There was a snowstorm in Minneapolis. I woke up and I couldn't see anything. The snow was higher than the vehicles, and so it was all flat.
Yeah.
So just imagine you get out and you want to travel. How do you? So they would give this travel instruction and say, don't leave until those trucks come and clear the roads. Now, I want you to view mental clutter, emotional clutter in that sense, because that's what happens. It makes you lose visibility. You don't know where to go. You can be there and you're like, I'm not thinking
Stuck.
anything. What are you planning? Nothing. But in the meantime, there are problems to be solved. And so we have to be mindful of it, that it affects productivity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially when you start on that note, you start a new year, there's something about beginnings.
Yes.
Yeah. Beginnings set the pace. For instance, if you start frustrated, not so sure, you're lost in thoughts, you're anxious about what is going to happen, then you're going to verbalize this. And when you verbalize it, then it makes it worse. It just stamps it and confirms it.
Yes.
Yeah, so we just need to be really, really intentional about getting those trucks to clear the ice off, so that we can move.
Yeah. And you being a therapist, I think it would be helpful for you to share how to declutter, because I think with the physical declutter, there seems to be a way to do it.
Yep.
You know, get rid of old clothes, get rid of, I know some people will tell you if you've not put on something in 6 months, that is supposed to be decluttered, you know, remove it, give it away, repurpose it. But what do we do with emotions that we have lived with for so long? Emotions like resentment and fear and anxiety. What's the process for decluttering that?
That's right. So that's why I started with the definition of decluttering. Decluttering is actually processing and resolving.
Yeah.
Right? Now, it is, the thing is, taking people back to the science of wellness is that we always, our natural desire is pleasure. But then because life happens and presents us with all things that happen, that hurt us, that pain us, that all, the thing is, we are supposed to cleanse, wash, and be healthy and continue, and life continues. That's why I always illustrate it with daily bathing. And I ask people, did you bathe today? Oh yeah, I did. Supposing you spent 7 days without bathing, without showering, what would happen? I would smell, I would get jiggers. Oh dear. I would get all manner of things. Just imagine. Take time to think about it. So it's the same thing. The processing and resolving is like bathing, showering, and cleaning, and then continuing. Now, for you, bathing doesn't mean you're not going to get dust again.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're not going to get dirty again, especially when you're here in this country. But then you see, you're supposed to be showering and cleansing and all. So that's the same thing with emotions. We are supposed to process, we are supposed to bathe, to resolve and move. So how do you do this? Number one, you have to understand where that pain is coming from, right? I think in one of the shows I mentioned that the reason we trap is we expect that life is supposed to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
That people are not supposed to hurt us.
Or betray us.
Or betray us.
Yes.
That's not true. That is going to happen. And so when that happens, do we even take time to understand? Or we just say, that Rachel girl, she hurt me. That she hurt me. But do you know where they were coming from? Probably they hurt you during a season when they were not doing well. Probably they were just doing transference of pain. Probably they were just projecting pain.
Yeah.
Probably something, probably. That's why I said maybe is a statement of grace.
Grace, yes.
And so we need to take time and understand where the pain has come from. Maybe you held expectations on people you didn't understand.
True.
Yeah. Sometimes we meet people and they are great friends in just one day. But do you know them?
No, you don't.
Yeah. Do you know what they are capable of? You say, oh, these girls love me. But do they? Maybe they don't. Maybe you were not supposed to hold an expectation on them in the first place. So it's always important to understand. Then that helps us to avoid clutter. You know, understand where pain came from. But always remember, secondly, that pain is supposed to be cleaned out.
Released, yeah.
Don't trap it. Don't, my anger. me, I don't forgive. Me, you have no idea. Even actually now it runs through the family. Wow. And it can run through the family. I've seen a family that is traumatized for
unforgiveness.
For decades. Yeah. And super traumatized, and they glamorize it. They say, us. We don't even talk about it. Us. Hey, you have no idea what we went through. Now, don't trap. Do not trap. Release. Release. Because you see, you could be, holding. Now, every time we hold, like, onto anger, we are hurting ourselves. Because this body is supposed to be cleaned and bathed.
Yeah.
But if we don't bathe, that means everything is stored. Now, why do we store? Because we feel we have no capacity to resolve, or we are not willing, or we fear we are going to be taken for granted. Then we become just a storehouse of all negative emotions. I'll tell you, in one of the shows, I'll share this, but I've noticed in my work as a therapist that we never understand that actually these negative emotions we hold on to, they are hurting our organs.
Oh, yes.
Or they hurt our organs, right?
Yes.
For instance, an emotion of anger affects the heart. It weakens. It actually has physical effects on the heart. Yeah, it affects heart muscles, right? It affects the heart. It affects heart functioning. That's why, for instance, angry people, they tend to develop hypertension more than
less angry
people. And an emotion of sadness also deflates the heart. Just imagine you're always sad. So we only say, oh, I'm sad, but we don't know the effect it's having on
your physical heart.
The physical manifestations of such emotions. Because these, all the negative emotions are stored up in our organs. Yeah, and so it affects clarity, as I mentioned. For instance, if you're always anxious, it affects your brain. It affects the breathing. You see, it affects the lungs. You see, anxiety affects the lungs.
Yes.
You see, the heart beats faster. That's how we are having all these lifestyle illnesses, because we are trapping emotions, right? So if you trap emotions, that is emotional clutter.
Yes.
You see, if you trap emotions, even, by the way, good emotions.
Oh.
An emotion of love. Your love is, emotions are supposed to be expressed and released.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So this year, purpose to release the emotion of love. How do you release it? There are so many outlets.
Mouth, yes.
Through the mouth,
yes.
through the hands, through a hug. You know, every time we hug, we are expressing emotion. Would you hug an enemy? I can hear people say, do you know how many enemies I hug every day? But you see, this is what it means.
Yeah.
Emotions are supposed to be released. Every time you trap them, then that trapping is affecting the body. It's affecting body functioning. And that's where energy is exchanged. Because, you know, every time we release an emotion, there is an exchange. You know? Just imagine you stood and you're only breathing in and you're not breathing out.
That's deadly.
Like, you cannot hold it. But sometimes we subject our bodies to that. Just breathing in, breathe out bad air, breathe out good air, everything is katogo. And so on the inside, it's just clutter. And so we just have to be intentional. And I just want to ask people, this is new beginnings. Avoid this clutter that is on your inside. Find a way of cleansing and cleansing. You know, now you also asked, I'll tell you what, Rachel, letting go, mastering the art of letting go.
Yeah, it's an art.
It's an art. Let go. Let go. Don't hold on to something. And that's why I'm going chronologically, because we sometimes just say, let go, and someone goes like, how? That's why I said, please try to understand. Where is this coming from? Yeah, where is this coming from? Why did someone hurt me? Letting go is an art. And it's for your own good. You're washing your body. You see, you're washing, but if you have anger and resentment, it's affecting you more than it's affecting the person towards whom you're having it.
That's true.
You see?
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't know. Sometimes they don't care. They don't care. But in the meantime, your body is just producing all these toxins
which are harmful to
your body and to your entire being, you see, which are sabotaging your progress. So it is not necessary. So let go. Let go. Probably someone once wasn't meant to be your friend. Probably the friendship was for a season. Some of us have been hurt, and you have to get a rude reminder that actually friendships could be seasonal.
Yeah.
Every person that comes our way has come to fulfill a certain purpose. And so they are not a permanent secretary.
In your life.
Your life. You know? So it's probably a season. So focus on what you achieved during that time of friendship. I think I've had some like lovely friends that we have enjoyed closeness until it ended.
Season ended,
the season ended.
Yeah.
So you need to know that the season has ended, and then embrace it, and then open up for new possibilities, new closeness, new relationships, and I'm not here advocating for recklessness. I'm just talking about letting go. It's the art of letting go. Some people have lost jobs, right? And they've lost their dream jobs, right? And they will say, that job was for me. I know, like for instance, in my network, a few people that have lost very high level jobs and probably unfairly.
Yes.
Unfairly.
That's what's bound to cause the pain and feeling of betrayal.
So the natural thing is to move with that, to move with betrayal, anger, resentment, and all that. And remember, every time you do that, you're designing a template to use to relate with life ahead of you. You don't want to do that. It's self-sabotage, right? And so it's very important that we know that. We know that. And so let go. Let go and let God. Let God give you a new beginning, right? Let God give you a new beginning. I mean, every other day is a day of new possibilities. It could be a new job. It could be a new relationship. I mean, anything that failed yesterday should not be used. Now, I know scripture, Rachel, that every time we leave off leftover, mercies. I love this scripture. God's mercies are new every day.
morning.
Every morning.
Yes.
Every morning. But every time we move with leftover mercies, then we are likely to approach life with baggage.
Baggage, yes.
Let go of baggage. Let go of baggage. There are certain spaces you cannot, there are certain open doors that you cannot enter when you have your baggage.
Yeah.
I can envisage bags and wherever you're carrying, suitcases, and wherever you have, you cannot go through this space. It's too small for that baggage. So don't self-sabotage. Do that. Move.
Travel light.
Yeah, travel light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think to your point on letting go, I think one of the reasons that people get overwhelmed by what do you even mean that how do I even begin is they didn't start at the beginning to find out where the relationship went wrong, or how did I end up feeling this way, or where is this emotion coming from? Am I even naming the emotion? Am I feeling resentment? Am I feeling anger? Am I feeling betrayed? And I think that with information, you're able to let go a lot easier than you would if you just were seated with the emotion that you haven't even fully described or fully processed. And I think in 2026, maybe we could have even more conversations around processing emotions, especially the ones that are very intense, like betrayal, being betrayed by an intimate partner, or being betrayed by a mother or a father. I mean, that's where some people end up saying things like, I could never forgive because the expectation was very high that this person can never hurt me because they are my mother, they are my father, they are my husband, they are my wife. And now when that very same person betrays you, I can see why someone would say, I can never forgive, because they had put so much hope and trust in this relationship. But like you've said, processing and resolving emotions is an art, it's a skill. And I think you could learn from this show on, what that actually looks like.
Yeah, no, you remind me. I was talking to a lady recently, and I was she has so much resentment towards her dad, and I told her, I mentioned something as we were talking, and I said, I think you need to be the big person.
Ooh.
Yeah. Then she said, what do you mean? How can I be bigger than my dad?
Yes.
and she said, it's so hard.
It is. It must
to be the bigger person. And then she kept on it. She said, it's even like, how long can someone be the bigger person? Now, that's exactly what I was talking about. Try to understand. Because for you to bang onto your dad, he may not be able to change. He may be struggling with his own traumas and all. And supposing he doesn't change. So supposing he doesn't. Because the expectation is that you're trying that he should change, be better so that you
can
love
forgive,
them.
yes.
You can forgive them. No. You see, forgiveness is for the undeserving.
That's true.
It's for the undeserving. And you look at it and you're like, if it wasn't for the grace,
I would not forgive you.
Not forgive you. But you see, what you're talking about is, and I thank you for inviting me. There is, it's so, the starting point, it's so important for us to name our emotions. But also to understand, which I labored already, understand why someone could have hurt you. But let me emphasize the importance of naming your emotions. Because most of the time we run away from our emotions. On a number of occasions, I've asked people to do, I have a tool that I use here, the emotional matrix. And I ask people, please name your emotions and try to locate the root of this emotion. Where is it coming from? Who has caused it? And why? What happened? And it's very interesting, again, my brothers who say they have no emotions. I've had sorry, my brothers.
Oh dear.
I've had men say, women, they are emotional. Those are emotional people. We are all emotional people. The thing is, we are all a pack of emotions. And emotions, by the way, are feelings. So I want to see one person who says he has no feelings.
Yes.
So we all have emotions, we all have feelings. They are positive, they are negative.
Yeah.
But we need to name them.
Yeah.
The art of labeling our emotions. I recently felt sad. I felt betrayed. And I had to do it myself. And I had to label it. I say, this moment I'm feeling sad. And this moment I'm feeling betrayed. And this is caused by disrespect. Okay, so this disrespect, why has this person caused it? Because they probably are going through this, probably because maybe this, maybe that. I don't excuse it.
No.
I don't excuse it. I've labeled it, I've put it there, and I know that I have to keep dealing with it and process it and resolve it. Anything unresolved, can I remind viewers, anything you don't resolve, you're going to store. That's the art of.
And it will show up
And it
at
will show
some
up.
point in
Because
your
your
life,
body
yeah.
cannot contain all these things. So anything you're not ready to resolve properly, it's going to store in your heart, in your mind. And then it's going to affect the rest of the organs. But then this is what is going to happen. Because your heart cannot contain all these things, so that's how people are lashing out. You're bleeding on people that didn't cut you. Right?
Yeah.
So we start bleeding on people that didn't cut us. And who are these people? The most vulnerable. That's how dads are lashing out at children, because children are the most vulnerable. Because you've had like, don't talk to me like that, I'm not a child. We think, we
children should be talked at like that. Yeah.
We permit that children should be talked to like that, because every adult that has their problems unresolved, they just come and they turn their children into trash bags. You see? So let's not get into that. Once you label emotions, you try to understand where they are coming from. That process alone is healing.
It is.
It's releasing, because you're not trapping, you're labeling, you're doing that. It reminds me of another strategy that I want to share with viewers. Please journal. Journaling is an important tool. Write down how you feel. The art of it is that you're getting it from your head, your heart, onto some. So it's no longer here, it's down on here. But it also helps you to get in touch with yourself. This is how I am feeling. The importance of that is also that then you're likely to know that the moment I'm feeling sad, then I'm likely to respond like this to life. So I need to be mindful of that. If I say I'm angry, anger, who has caused it and all, I'm acknowledging that I'm angry. Then that means I'm likely to respond a certain way. You see? Just a little trigger is likely to get me off the...
Yes.
So let me be careful. I'm not going to this party maybe, or I'm not going to interact with people, or I'm just not going to do this because I am not doing well. I am sick. You see?
Not okay.
I'm not okay. I'm going to also avoid certain conversations because I am not doing okay. Right? That is very, very important. That decluttering through journaling is important.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your body, none of us has a spare body.
Yeah.
Please don't store things in your body. And you say, me, my, hey, you have no idea, I don't forget. That's not cool.
It's not.
It's not cool.
Yeah.
Rachel, if you allow, a few more things that I remember that we should actually do.
Yeah.
Number one is Declutter certain friendships, certain associations, right?
Yes.
Declutter.
Yeah.
You see, certain experiences are going to teach you that there are certain associations and spaces you're not supposed to be into, right? That could be, because again, every level requires and not everyone is going to follow you to another level. Maybe there are certain responsibilities that you have. Not everyone can follow you there. So even in friendships, honestly, there are certain friendships that cannot continue, especially if they are negative relationships. And again, this might sound very challenging. Most of the time, again, Rachel, we get into the habit of labeling other people toxic. And we forget ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, but there are certain relationships that might be sabotaging your growth and your wellness, and you realize however much you try, it's just not getting together. So that could be a decision that you want to make and say, and by the way, decluttering now it may sound strong, especially when we are talking about human relationships. But it is important for you to see where you need, if you don't have enough energy for a relationship and you're not influencing it to be better, probably you want to take yourself out of it. It is okay. Yeah. It's absolutely okay. I also want to emphasize the importance of therapy.
Tell us.
Therapy helps with decluttering.
Yes.
Some of those things you think you can't resolve them, but you have to hold on to them. You don't have the energy for it. You don't have the skill for it. The neutrality of someone that is going to sit and listen to you and give you objective analysis of a situation, rather honest feedback, authentic, honest, feedback. That is important. It's part of decluttering, because then, and I really want to thank people. This season, I've had so many people, so many men reach out for help, which really touches my heart, because I've got so many men reach out and say, I think I need to, maybe there's something I don't understand. You could be there and you're wondering, I think I'm doing everything possible, but why is it
not working?
That's the time you need to sit with a therapist. Or you probably are behaving a certain way, you're very irritable, you're carrying burdens and you don't know how to let go of them. You probably need to speak to a therapist and start on a good note, or speak to a friend that would rather tell you what you'd rather not want to hear, because most of the time we surround ourselves with people that tell us what we want to hear. But you want to take a bold step this year and give permission to a few people to be honest with you and say, Rachel, tell me, what do I need to improve on? How do I come off? What do you think is sabotaging my progress? And all that. Getting there, that's a step not for the faint-hearted.
No, I feel my heart palpitating just with the questions. What feedback you're going to receive?
Recently, on my birthday, I turned 55.
Oh.
Yes, I turned 55 on the 31st of December. And I went out with my family and I told them, I've given you permission.
Give me feedback.
Just give me feedback. And it was so beautiful to hear my children give me very honest feedback. Very, very honest feedback. This, that. Mommy, I think you need to improve here. And I said, that's okay. I was writing everything down. I didn't argue. I didn't do anything. I didn't defend myself. I just took it in, wrote it down. Now I'm going over it. And I'm very intentional. And I know by April I could have fallen somewhere there, but it's okay.
It's okay.
I needed to get that feedback.
Yeah.
Can you do that for decluttering?
Yeah, and interestingly, it gives you a blueprint for the year. You know, if somebody tells you maybe you need to improve on your time management, instead of setting, an ambitious resolution, why don't you work on this one that you have that has come from a genuine source, somebody who cares about you, and who knows that time management is going to trickle down to other things, other improvements in your life, and maybe land you even in your bigger resolutions. I think that receiving feedback from people who actually care about you is very, very helpful.
Especially children.
Because children are quite honest.
Children are honest.
And genuinely honest.
Genuinely honest.
Yes. With love.
Yeah. With love. They'll just love you, however broken you are. But they mean well. I think I've benefited a lot from giving my children permission to give me feedback. And I tell them, I say, don't filter it. Just tell me. And it really, really helps me.
That's
yeah,
really
so good. that helps to declutter.
Yeah. As I wanted to pick up on your analogy of bathing the body and how just because you bathe today doesn't mean tomorrow you won't bathe. So there will be that you have collected. And I think it happens as well with mental declutter or emotional declutter. We live in a world that glorifies busyness and being productive and doing. You know, I'm always teasing you about finding time to rest. And so it's very easy to pick up on clutter along the way and not actually creating time to mentally declutter. I want you to speak to especially the corporates and the people who are here, there, project here, farm here. How can we deliberately create time to declutter our minds as maintenance as opposed to I'm in a crisis? Yeah.
So we live in a very busy world, like really needless to say. It's very busy. It's too much. There's so much calling for our attention. And some of it genuinely, others otherwise.
Yes.
I mean, there are certain things, there are certain obligations we have to meet.
You can't run away from.
We can't run away from. But I'll tell you what, Rachel, let's face it. We just need to be intentional. We just need to be intentional. Now, being busy, there's being busy as a matter of responsibility, but there's being busy as a matter of hideout. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if I'm running away from certain things just to be busy, and by the way, that's so big. You've heard of emotional hideouts. You know, hideouts. Our work can be a hideout because you don't want to face the realities at home. You don't want to deal with the issues at home. You feel every time you look a certain corner, you get overwhelmed. You're like, let me cover, let me just go work. And sometimes also we want to avoid connection. Yes. Because it requires relationships, a lot of hard work. And so we want to avoid the hard work that goes into deep conversations. Just imagine the things that have to happen in relationships, spend time together and all that. Yeah. What do we say? I'm busy. So I guess to answer your question is, let's know that being busy, it could be responsibility. Like, honestly, there's a lot of work. I do a lot of work with people. It can get so busy. But even in that busy, genuine busy, we need to be intentional about creating time for other life-giving things.
True.
Right? Yeah. For cleansing, for things that are going to energize you. I need to meet with my friends. I mean, just early this morning, I went for a prayer session at church, and just a little time I spent there before I came here, I felt energized.
Yeah.
I was with people that that I love, and we were sharing about the Word of God. And so that's it. A Bible study, a this, a that. We just have to know that life cannot just be on a linear part. No. We just need to look at other things that have to energize, other responsibilities that we have, the parenting, the marriage, all that we have to pay attention to. So that's one line. But then also we need to be mindful of the fact that busy can be a hideout.
Yes.
So let's not just cover up. Because, and by the way, I tell you what, this busy as cover up, there comes a time when that mask is removed and you have to face the reality.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah. I've lived long enough and worked with people that are struggling with what they called busy. Now busy has been removed, right? Yeah. And then they realized they didn't pay attention to things they needed to pay attention to under the excuse of I'm busy, and now they have to come to the neglected, abandoned parts of their lives, and it can be so costly.
Yep. Yeah, that's very true. I hadn't actually thought about busy being a hideout.
It's a hideout.
It can be a place where you go away just to forget real life.
It can be avoidance.
Yeah, it can be avoidance.
We avoid relations. Oh, sorry, I didn't call you, I was busy. I was busy. Oh, I didn't come to your party, I was busy. I was busy. Be careful, because busy has lost relationships in ways you can't understand.
And in the process, you're storing emotions that need to be released, whether that's love or whatever it is that you're dealing with that needs to be expressed or released, because you are busy. Because when you're meeting your responsibilities, you're not really processing or resolving.
Speaking of which, I'm thinking when we go to heaven, the love that God put in us, especially love, the emotion of love that is so powerful, so powerful. And God asks us to empty the love that remained. How much we will be pouring out. I hope we'll not get there and all the love that was put in you was trapped in here, and you have to put it back, to hand it over back
to God.
Back to God. Yet we were supposed to use it here to nourish us, to nourish people, to serve humanity. That love, we just need to release. If there is anything I can tell people, call upon all of us to do this. Let's release love. That love is not for you. It's for giving out and then receiving it back.
More. Wow. I want us to bring this to a close, and I want for you to share with our audience something that can maybe help them change their mindset, shift the way they think, especially about decluttering, their emotions, their minds, just to focus better, to have better relationships. And I know you've said so much, but if there's just one thing that you want to emphasize in closing that can help our audience think differently about emotions that they are storing, or thoughts and things that they are storing within them that are affecting not just their heart, but their physical organs, like you have mentioned. What's that one or two things that you would want to emphasize as we try and bring this to a close?
Thank you, Rachel. I think, let me just share an experience. Recently, a friend of ours lost a brother. This brother had lost his marriage, and he lost his marriage a couple years ago, and he lived alone, and then he passes, and then when he passes, he just passed alone in the house, and then they found his heart was swollen. Right? So now they are, here we are very creative. Every person who dies has been bewitched. And I honestly want to ask people, get over that. We just need to know that these organs are taking in a lot.
They are.
Every time you're storing up negative energy, it is causing your heart to expand.
That's true.
You see? Now, when they were telling us, they said his heart had expanded, na. I said, okay, you see that? That is a problem. It's so much stress.
It's harboring a lot.
And no one was listening to them. And so we just need to know. We just need to know that it's real. When we store negative emotions, that's negative energy. That energy is affecting everything, affecting our wellness. And so let's not make peace with our appearances. You can appear in a white shirt, but actually your heart is wasting away. Right? Your body is just wasting away. This body we see, the unseen is wasting away and later on affecting the entire body. I think that my message, Rachel, that I want to emphasize is let people understand that our emotions affect our bodies.
That's true.
If I was to summarize it in one sentence. So it doesn't just end with, I was sad. You have to know that there's something that gets affected on the inside of you, right? It's like, I always used an example of a car overheating. When a car overheats, it doesn't stop there. They don't say, oh, you know, it was overheating, now it's perfect good. If you leave it to overheat for a long, there are so many parts inside that are getting damaged. You know, I'm not great there. I would ask Ben to tell me the bushes, the
I was waiting for you to enter the car business.
Ben want to go there. I just, a car, I know as much as the key and fuel. Yeah, the rest my husband does.
I am with you.
But I want to tell you that when a car overheats, actually this is the example. When a car overheats, when your inside overheats for any reason, then there are certain parts that are burning, that are being damaged. So don't just make peace with appearances, with makeup, and then you think you're okay. No, you're not okay. Let's roll our sleeves and get into the real business of well-being. Well-being is far from the body.
It is.
Yeah, it is just far from the body. The body, your body is just housing, and it houses life. That life on the inside, let's deal with it. Let's not just make peace with, I got angry, now I'm over it, but you're not over it. You have a breakup and you say I moved on. No, you didn't move. There are certain things that are held back. If you moved, you can't get into a relationship, it breaks and you just go away scot-free. No. There are so many things that have burnt on the inside that you need to fix. And so it's very important for us to get into, let me clean up. If you, I always tell people that if your marriage breaks or you had a relationship breakup, that's like an accident scene, and certain things have to be cleared off. So don't just cover up and say, I'm okay, I'm gone, I'm okay. Don't remind me.
Don't remind me. I don't want anything to do with that person. I'm okay.
That alone is a sign you're not doing okay, because anything you have recovered from should not torment you.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
If you've recovered from a situation, it should be a testimony.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If you have killed lions and bears, then it should be a testimony. But if lions and bears have killed you,
that is so true.
So it's different. But on a serious note, let's make peace with realities of life. If you have hurt, it is normal. If you are paining, it is normal. My brothers, if you have gone through a breakup, come on, like don't cover it. It's real. You need to process it and heal from it. Yeah, completely.
I like that. And maybe one of these days we should talk about how you know you have healed from a broken relationship. I think, emotional things sometimes are hard to define and to label. We've labored to talk about, what happens if you haven't healed, and if you're constantly talking about it. And I think as you were speaking, I was just thinking, it's not enough to declare that you're over someone or you're over a bad situation. The work it's internal, and then from there the overflow. So you may declare it so many times, but within you, you're not okay. So thank you so much, Dr. Evers, for sharing with us some of these insights, even as people think about the new year, decluttering for mental clarity. And as she summarized, if you don't declutter, your actual physical body can be affected by all these negative emotions that you are keeping within you. So I really hope this has helped you, shape your new year and start to think about your mental well-being in a healthier way. Thank you for watching. We hope your year is off to a good start. Remember, on the 21st of February, we are here at the ICFC Conference Hall for Reality Check Live. Come, let's start the new year in a healthy way, a fun way, and a way to learn about yourself. There's going to be a lot of self-discovery. We're going to have some tools to help you understand better who you are, and then also how you show up in relationships. And this is useful for you if you're dating, and also if you are married. So come as a single person, come as a couple. Even if you're just a wife and maybe your husband is away or vice versa, please come and let's have a wonderful time together. Or they are not willing to come. There's also that. So come for yourself. Come to grow, come to learn, come to engage. And 200K for the singles, 350K for the couples. And we'll be starting in the morning at 9. So it's a morning event, 9 to about 1 p.m. And I promise you will not regret spending your morning with us. Also, if you are looking for a venue to host your party, you have an event, and you want a place that's accessible, TMT Atrium building in Bukoto, come check out the ICFC Conference Hall. Visit their offices for your inquiries and your bookings. We're going to put a number on the screen, and just look at this wonderful space. It's enough to host maybe about 200 people. And you can have, I don't know if there are people who are planning to graduate, this is a perfect spot for you to have your party, your event right here in the middle of town. It's very accessible and also affordable. So come by, make your inquiries and your bookings. Until next week, bye-bye, stay well, stay healthy.